at marfugelnews.com/VPN to get up to 70% off. We'll be right back with your live call-in show. All right. What is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf. Let's try this again. I am Adam, and this is Marfugel News, the only live call-in show somewhere. Tonight we had some issues with Restream, so I don't know what was going on there. Dex, when I do call on you, just make sure to confirm that we are live. And then, of course, just so we remind everyone, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show, including our mods. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that, of course, in your brains and fresh, make sure you're getting our notifications. Of course, when we actually send that notification out, that means when we are clicking live. That and when we do the tweet. In fact, the tweet just went out about 30 seconds ago. YouTube and everything else now has changed for us creators on the live end, especially if you're doing it to multiple places. So it's a little bit... Yeah, I'm sure you've heard creators talking about how everything is changing again. So you can actually follow along on a second device. You can grab a tablet or something else, and you can read every single article, every single video, every single tweet that we have here on the show. You can go back to it if you're watching the replay. Thank you. I seriously appreciate all of you replay watchers. And it is very easy to navigate our website. You just look for today's thumbnail, Lasers to Defend Earth in this lifetime. And then, of course, when you find that, you'll click on it and it will go to all of the show topics, all of the news, so you know exactly where you're getting your news from. All right, Dex, what is going on? Dex is my co-host / internet brother. What is happening, and are we good? Are we live this time?
Hello. Yeah, hello, Adam, and hello, Fugel fam, and yeah, everything looks good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we don't need to bore you with that. So, again, lots of stuff to get into, so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to say hi to the chat in just a second here. But first, I want to talk about something as far as this goes. I'm pretty much going to get to the point where I am, we, as somebody in my position, we get a lot of crap for saying we believe something or we think something, and I've gotten a lot of crap, specifically about what my thoughts are about asteroids and things coming towards Earth. It is my belief, and this is my belief, that something is heading towards us, and the people above us know about it. And I believe this out of, many people that we've talked to. We've had military folks in our group, so much so that they've actually... They looked at us because we had 500 plus active and retired military in our Discord groups, and they were like, "Oh, that's not good. That's too many military in one place," which we don't have anymore. So again, remember that. And then we, of course, have talked to auditors that work for FEMA and different places. So I guess the point is I've heard enough and then covered enough in the last 3 years that I believe that something else is going on that's beyond what we see. And I am pretty much at the point where I am absolutely sure that they know of something really big. And it is very obvious to me. I don't know why. A lot of, some people may think it's not obvious because they don't believe in space or they don't believe in this. But honestly, look at some of the stuff that's been going on. If you follow my channel, you know exactly what I mean. I've covered a lot of things that all of a sudden popped up in the last 3 years, especially. It says NASA delays launch of DART or DART asteroid defense mission. Again, this is another asteroid defense mission. This is on top of New York doing a massive simulation with FEMA, of course, them and other agencies. One of a massive simulation of an asteroid hitting New York. Now, people think of this as like something out of a movie, or something that killed the dinosaurs, and it's not going to happen for thousands and thousands of years. The thing is they have now tracked all of these different objects, and all of a sudden, after they tracked certain objects, all of a sudden they said, they changed their story. They said, Apophis may hit us. Apophis won't hit us. And then at the same time, there were all these things put into place. All sorts of countries started looking back into space. Elon Musk is actually getting government funding for this whole Mars thing and going to the moon and going to Mars. All these other countries are saying, we need to set up moon bases and all of this. Now, what the public and what MSM is saying, and I'm sure it's part of it, is saying that it's all about money. I'm going to have to tell you, that is not what I think. And that's a hard thing to say because people get on get on you about it, but that's my belief. And from the people I've talked to, if all of you talk to the people we've talked to, I bet you would believe it too. And I believe I'm showing you more and more evidence every single day that something is happening. Something is going on. Maybe going on with our Earth. Of course, we had the submarine thing that happened in 2018 where Russian research and confidential soldiers, 14 of them perished in a submarine fire in one of the most top secret submarines in the ocean. And of course, at their funerals, the commanding officer said that they died basically averting a planetary catastrophe. This was big news back then, and it's like, what planetary catastrophe did they avert? Why are we coming up with all these lasers? Why are we coming up with all these systems to impact these asteroids? Now, it says the mission called Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, will send a spacecraft to the test crash into the near-Earth binary asteroid system called Didymos. Of course, I believe Didymos is the kind of pair of asteroids. In 2022, NASA announced February 17th that this year's primary launch window of July 21st to August 24th is no longer an option. Instead, the space agency is targeting a backup window that opens up November 24th and runs to February 15th, according to the statement from NASA. It says the decision to postpone the launch was made by NASA, Science Mission Directorate, or SMD, senior leadership following a risk assessment of the DART project schedule, because they're spending a lot of money on this thing. It says delaying the launch of this mission will not affect the spacecraft's arrival at its target, which is slated for October of 2022. So basically its placement, they're going to hit it. Now, what is the point of this? This isn't going to hit Earth, so what is this for? Or that's what they say, right? Well, the whole point of it is to impact into the side of it and try to redirect the asteroid. Hence why they call it, of course, a redirection test. They are trying to smack into it with an impactor and trying to get it to go off course. This is something that all of a sudden they've asked all of the smartest people in the world to find out how to do. Why are there all these public missions? Why is Hayabusa smacking and doing explosives on asteroids? Why is almost every country trying to get to the moon? And why are we trying to terraform Mars all of a sudden? Is it just because Elon Musk is rich and he's like, we're going to do it? Or do you think that there's something that is underlying right underneath our noses that we won't know because we would panic and freak the hell out? Is there something right there? Look at how Sunspot Observatory and all these other observatories closed down all at the same time a couple of years ago, and it was very strange. This was before CV. This was before all of these different events. And then it seemed like current events, it's like, what would you want people to do? Well, maybe you would want, complete and utter separation and have people, get some sort of system to where you have everything and everything in its place. You know what I mean? In our homes, this and that. Or spending time with family, who knows? Again, people say, but here's the problem. When you switched from, I think this may be it, to me straight up saying, I think, I'm in my heart, I'm sure there is something way bigger than all of this, and it is 100% in my mind. So, and if you look at what Elon is doing now, he is saying that he is going to try to get 1 million people in the next 10 years to Mars. He says he wants a fleet of 1,000 ships, 1,000 of these big rocket things, right? And of course, there's some people that go, I don't believe it. I don't even believe that they're even going. They're shooting them over to Greenland or whatever. That's fine. We'll find out soon. This is what's so crazy. If it ends up happening where all of us are, if people are getting shot up there, if it is true, it's going to suck for us poor people. And if it isn't, then that's fine. We'll all find out soon enough. In 15 years from now, nobody's still gone up, then we'll probably know something's up. But they're saying in the next couple of years, they're going to be sending people out. It's about a 6 to 8 month trip to Mars, which is pretty nuts, if they're really going, right? But why are we going to the moon? Why are we doing all this stuff now? Why was Space Force made? Why is Starlink secretly putting up sensors for hypersonic speed items? Why are they detecting these things coming in? Why are they doing all of these asteroid simulations? Why are they putting money into debris cleanup from something that hasn't happened yet? There's a lot more where this comes from. China making a false moon and a false sun, an actual fake moon that goes up in the sky and a fake sun. What? Why? You're talking about all of the different stuff they're doing and all of the work they're doing with lasers. China wants to put a laser on the moon, and so does Russia, to hit space debris out of the sky. We had our interstellar visitor. We had Scout, Oumuamua, which people think is something else. And then we had the second one, 2 interstellar objects we've never seen before monitoring the sky for as long as they have. And now we just saw the first couple in the last year and a half. Now we're coming out with all this alien stuff, all this UFO stuff. What the heck is about to happen? Then you've got all of the countries mass producing stuff. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if they would use an event like what I'm talking about to take over or to switch or to grab land. But that's a possibility in my mind. And another reason I think so too is we are preparing for some sort of drone event where drones are coming. I can prove that to you by what we are doing to defend ourselves. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. First off, though, I want to welcome you guys. Tonight's show is kind of a little kookier, and I'm sorry if it freaks you out or scares you or whatever. I'm just telling you my opinion, and you are entitled to yours. If you believe the complete opposite, that's totally fine too. Just don't be a jerk about it. JT Pencil, thank you so much for your support. Brenda Bacon, let's see, I love Chihuahuas, says thank you. Veteran Steve for, what was that? For heater. Hello, Adam and Dex. That is awesome. Hey, Veteran Steve, thank you for coming tonight. And Life is Better on Stilts. It's nice to see you here as well. Marf Dex, Mama Marf. Trust you. I believe you. Thank you. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am. But look at all the things we've shown you over 3 years. What the hell is going on? Why would they be doing all these things and not be putting it at the front page? It's not like it's a big distraction to get you away from everything else. Sometimes it's on the back page. That's what I look at. What is on the back page of the news? What is not being talked about and what is not the big deal? You know what the big deals are? The big deals are, Kanye and Kim and people. It's all over Twitter. They force certain things to the very top of all of those subjects, and then they force some of the other stuff down. If anybody can quote Voltaire there and say what he quoted about, who not to talk about, or if who you can't talk about is probably what is the truth. Something like that. You guys can paraphrase or actually put the real quote in there. Chaos4132, thank you so much. Kurgston, sup at Fuglefam from South Carolina. And then Kimberly Clemens, thank you so much. Says, right, look over here, don't look there. Obvious. I think it's pretty obvious from all of the stuff that's going on. How can people not realize, why are we doing so much stuff in space? Why is every country, including smaller countries, begging to use the space programs? It's almost like they're trying to line up their seat for getting off Earth. And that sounds crazy. People are gonna reject this idea until all of a sudden more and more comes out, and then watch. You're gonna see MSM slowly try to get you used to the idea that maybe Earth is in trouble, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's not weather related. Maybe it's something else. And then maybe all of a sudden, a little channel like mine just, everybody's like, oh crap, this guy was right the whole time. I hope I'm wrong. Says U.S. Army is building the world's most powerful laser weapon. Fabian Lang, writing, of course, for the interestingengineering.com. It says it appears that the U.S. Army is developing and building a laser weapon capable of vaporizing its target and disrupting enemy tech signals thanks to pulses and signals. This may well be the world's most powerful laser to date. Now, I don't even know if this picture is actually that one, but I do know I've seen this exact same picture used for the only public laser that they have that's actually on a ship. This is on one of our Navy ships. Now, these lasers are absolutely nuts because they can hit things out of the sky. Say if there's a plane, a full-size plane, a regular jet even, this thing can target the fuselage or say, I don't know how planes work as far as it goes, but I'm sure there's probably a weak spot that if you hit with a lot of heat, then it would probably screw it up. But imagine a car flying in the sky and this thing would be able to nail inside of the gas cap, like just hit the gas cap like out of a Western movie, like pow, pow, boom. That's what this thing is capable of doing at high speeds. And now they're actually talking about hypersonic sensing for these lasers. But their big concern is drones. And they are talking about it a whole lot behind the scenes. Congress is talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. And we can prove it. And this is, again, not front page, but back page news. They are heavily preparing for some sort of massive thing. Now, think about a country that mass produces things like that and has the ability and has no moral limitations or boundaries to, say, strap something onto a drone. I bet you can guess which country has mass production capabilities, can take over any factory and say, hey, you're now making some horrible, horrible thing for us. Your factory's no longer making, as seen on TV, socks. We're going to have you make drones instead. Okay, boss man. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, we'll be put on a list. It appears the U.S. Army, of course, is doing this, and it says the Tactical Ultra-Short Pulsar Laser for Army platforms, as the laser system will be called, will be 1 million times more powerful, 1 million times more powerful than any other laser platform before it. It says that the Tactical Ultra-Short Pulsed Laser, or UPSL, much more reliable, by the way, than UPS, platform will be different from the current laser systems, as it will emit short pulses that rely on low energy. So they'll be able to use, a solar panel, which we'll talk about here in a second. They could use very little energy and actually put out a ton. And it says, in contrast, current lasers typically emit continuous beams, and not only that, use a lot more power. It says the new system is being designed to reach a terawatt for a short 200 femtoseconds. I don't even know what a femtoseconds is, but it sounds like a feminine second. Don't know. Probably not. Or 1 quadrillionth of a second. In that time, the UPSL would be able to vaporize a drone. Notice how that is the main point. Because think about it. You are not risking a single life when you put one of those drones out and it has something equipped. Now they have miniaturized almost every kind of explosive. So think about that. And think about if you had 10 million of these things coming your way. Why are they deciding and talking about putting these on our coastlines? And why are they talking about rushing that? Who knows? But either way, I don't even think it would be the coastlines. It would more be like, oh, they could build them here under our noses, because there's so many ways to do that as well. And by here, I mean U.S. On top of that, the hope that it will also be able to disrupt electronic systems in its vicinity, turning it into a functional electromagnetic pulse. So you can see what they, and this is now one on top of 30 other verified stories that we know about of them, basically preparing for massive amounts of drones coming at them. It says the U.S. Air Force test fires Minuteman III ballistic missile as Mr. B-Man to review nuclear update plans. It says the U.S. has decreed that Iran's ballistic missiles and its alleged attempts to build a nuclear weapon. And it says although the U.S. maintains thousands of such weapons and is only the only country in the world to have ever used them in warfare, it says that the U.S. carried out the latest test of Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, on Tuesday night, launching one of the nuclear-capable rockets from the California coast to a missile range in the Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands, 4,200 miles away. Dex, now do we know, this is not the same one. This is not Florida. How many tests have we done?
California. So this just happened. And it went, across the Pacific to whatever island it was. I can't remember the name. But yeah, this was in California. So this was another full test. And it's very similar to the one we had in Florida, right? Where that one went over the Bahamas. Everyone there saw it. So this one would have launched from California.
So this is multiple in just the last few weeks. What is going on? Not to mention, there are parts of, that top part corner of our country that, the rulers kind of sit in those big white buildings. That whole place is fenced off right now, and they say until September, even though the whole, craziness is over there. Apparently they feel they still need barbed wired fences. And now we have multiple ballistic missile tests. And not only that, we have other countries drawing out and shutting down military compounds. So China was on the border with India, and they were going at it all the time. All of a sudden, overnight, and in fact, we actually had the Greta thing that happened. This Thunberg, she was over and she did something in India that basically caused a bunch of ruckus. She backed up the farmers over there, and India said that it caused a bunch of rioting and stuff like that. So what happened is literally the next day, all of a sudden, India joins Russia and by proxy, China in these drills. They're going to be doing military drills with somebody they were just battling for the last 6 months nonstop at their border, because it's a contested border between India and China in the Himalayas. They were throwing each other off of cliffs, and now they are going to be doing drills together. Think about this. And then, so what happens? China had all these bases along the border. They are just shutting them down and getting all of their tanks, all of their stuff, because now they don't need them. Now they're teamed up with India, or they said, "Hey, India, you better be on the right side, or you're going down. And we have this much. We have the largest navy in the world now. We have this. You better get on the right side of the. Maybe you want to get on the winning side. Maybe that might not be true, but maybe that's what they're saying to India. I don't know. Why did India all of a sudden flip-flop overnight and is all of a sudden joining that side? It says the test demonstrates that the United States nuclear deterrent is safe, secure, reliable, and effective to deter 21st century threats and reassure our allies, the Air Force said in a press release. It says, quote, "These test launches verify the accuracy and reliability of the ICBM weapon system, providing valuable data and ensure a continued safe, secure, and effective nuclear deterrent." What was this in response to? Did they need to puff their chest or something? Did the U.S. need to do this? Was this to secure and kind of go, "Hey, we're the U.S. and we can test 3 of these in a month"? Or are they genuinely trying to improve them? What's going on? Off of both coasts. What do you guys think? I'll go over to the main chat. What do you guys think about this? Give me a comment or two in the general chat. Let's see what everybody thinks here. Let's see if everybody is in there. Thanks again, Kimberly Cummins.
That up, Adam, I was going to say real quick, the thing that strikes me is all of the last year, the testing on hypersonic, right? And, this system that we just launched both in Florida and on the West Coast, that's like a 50-year-old system. I mean, it's pretty archaic. So I don't know if it is as much of us, puffing our chests, or at least just making sure we can still do what we thought we could do for the last 50 years, because it's definitely not state of the art.
No, and they're trying to modernize all this stuff, and then also we're talking about the sensors and things. Maybe they're testing those sensors. Maybe they're testing the Starlink sensors. Maybe they're trying
true.
to that thing. That is one option I haven't thought of yet. Teresa says, so happy to catch you live. Much love to Adam and Dex for doing what you do. Thank you, Teresa. What was that, Dex?
Well, I was going to go back one step to the laser. When you think about the hypersonics, though, what can travel faster than a hypersonic? Well, anything the speed of light. So I wonder, they say it's for drones. I wonder if the lasers are going to be there to really defend against those hypersonics, especially if you miss with that, electronic jamming functionality that it has, right? Even if you miss a little bit, you could still have an effect.
When they're talking about impact to take out a nuke, the old system would basically impact it at its arc, right? It would try to catch it and hit it. That was one of the defense.
Way early.
Yeah, that was one of the defense things. Now, what if you could hit the right spot on a nuke with a high-powered laser, melts through it, makes it go, or even better, is so accurate that it can take out the triggering system or something like that. I'm sure there's a back and forth on all of this. Say they would make a technology that would hit the whatever triggers it, then they would make a new nuke that was not, that you couldn't do that to, or has a trigger that if you did that, it triggers it anyways. I don't know. Martin Benjamin, huge support. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for supporting Independent. We do not have a multi-channel network. We don't have anything like that, so thank you so much for your support. Glad to catch the live show tonight. Hope all is well with Marf and Dex. Keep doing what you're doing, and hello to the Fugel fam. Martin Benjamin, thank you so much. Again, you are our top supporter over on on YouTube now, so thank you. AAA A-Team, thank you, says, even though I'm late, I'm going to watch the replay. Just had to show my support. Well, thank you, AAA. Again, thank you. And then Kay Carter, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. Going back over to this, again, what do you think that this could turn into? Dixie Doe released the Quacken. What do you guys think? X-Dray, Serenity PA, what do you think? And then Dex, if you could, I need the main Restream chat. It didn't load for whatever reason, probably because of what happened before the show. Could you put it in screener? And then,
sure thing.
If you guys want to protect yourself against another threat that we've talked about for a long time here, which would be an EMP or an electromagnetic pulse towards us, then I would highly recommend going and checking out the EMP Shield Company. This company has not only been mentioned by DHS, Department of Homeland Security, in their actual EMP resilience report. That same report told us to be ready. U.S. citizens should have 6 months to a year of food and water just in case our grid goes down. They actually told that in a direct letter to the president. Again, they mentioned EMP Shield by name. Now they are contracted with agencies like DHS, DOD, and they are now officially on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid against EMP and other threats like solar flare. You can actually have this kind of protection in your home. There are different devices for all different things. You can get one for your generator, your car, which is the most important and highest sold one. You don't want to be stuck somewhere after we get hit with something like this. People think that this is some sort of fictional thing, but again, that's why the government's preparing for it, right? So let's just let them protect us. And the contest goes on for another 6 days. There's multiple ways to enter. You can actually win an EMP shield. So make sure to get over there, marfugelnews.com/contest. Not only that, part of that contest is going over and supporting a creator that deserves it. Andrew is an amazing guy. Anybody knows that EMP Shield is more than just an affiliate. They're our friends. Andrew is an actual friend. He's an actual supporter. He personally, on the side of the company, he'll support all of the creators in the Fugel fam. He's an amazing guy. He'll go into little streams and support. He's done a lot, like personally, out of pocket for people. in the Fugel family. I really appreciate him. Part of this contest is going in and subscribing to him. So make sure you go check this out. It's an easy way to get entered. If you can win one of these are professional grade equipment that can actually protect you against this. So it's an amazing thing. Not to mention, we've told you and we've shown you proof why you should be thinking about this. I personally think that every house, every person in the world should have this in their house, and I think the government should almost say, this is a requirement when you buy a house to have this in it. Just like all the other fees and stuff that we end up paying for. Go to marfugelnews.com/contest if you want to go check that out. Again, or go, if you want to just get a couple, go marfugelnews.com/EMP and get $50 off. And then we have Niagara Falls freezes over as winter storm continues to batter the U.S. I don't know if this is... I think this has happened before, has it? Niagara Falls froze over yesterday as a brutal storm continues to batter swaths of the U.S. It says ice formed at the top of the infamous waterfall after temperatures fell to 19 degrees Celsius or -2 Fahrenheit. That is, again, below freezing is 30 Fahrenheit. This was 32 degrees lower than that. It says in Niagara, New York State. Look at that. Is that just unbelievably beautiful and scary at the same time? They even caught a rainbow at the same time. You have this rainbow, Niagara Falls. Like, this is biblical. Don't know how else to say that.
That picture there with the railing, it's kind of scary. It says don't climb on the railing, but it's almost like you could just literally start climbing up onto the falls, right?
Oh, that's freaky. They should put a regular picture so you can get an idea. Oh my gosh. Isn't that water all around it? Isn't that like
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, normally if you went over that, wouldn't you die?
Yeah, I don't know that exact location, but certainly would imagine the way it's set up is it's a drop off because you're going to see the whole falls. And I think that what you're looking at is like this mist that has built into ice that has had water after water after water dumped onto it that's gotten so thick that it's literally all the way up to the platform, not from the ground, but from the top down. It's crazy. You said this has happened before, and yeah, I'm sure you can go back and find like in the past this has happened before. It's not totally a phenomenon, but it is. It's rare. I mean, it's pretty cool, and it's a really impressive, sight to see.
Somebody says that it hasn't happened in our lifetimes, and that there's only legends of it. But that is pretty freaky. I don't know if you. The whole thing. I mean, this is just. It just more and more things are. How can people not see that we are in some sort of changing world? I mean, we're in, I would think, the craziest days of all of human life, or at least human life on history, right? We have all of this technology. We're very well could be in the end times. Lee Harvey was told by Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev to take out JFK, ex-CIA chief claims. Now, a lot of stuff has come out. Actually, T-Man released a bunch of stuff before. I don't know. It was kind of weird timing when he did that because there was a bunch of distractions at that point. But it says Lee Harvey was instructed by Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev to take out JFK. And of course, this is from the claim of this ex-CIA chief. So this isn't some just like regular Joe that was like an intern at CIA. This is the ex-CIA chief. Does anybody believe this? Yeah. It's the CIA. And no one has basically stopped asking questions about, of course, JFK. I mean, it's been a huge deal forever. And then it says that Harvey was instructed to take him out by this leader And this guy claims, and it says, R. James Woolsey, who ran the CIA from 1993 to 1995, makes the remarkable claim in a new book, Operation Dragon. It says, written with Lieutenant General Ian Mackay-Pacepa, a former acting chief of Mikhail Gorbachev's espionage service. It says the book's claims that Oswald, who defected to Russia in 1959 and moved back to U.S. in 1961, was a KGB associate on a mission from Moscow. This is kind of funky. Doesn't this go against what... I mean, this story has gone back and forth.
Exactly. So what would you expect? So if one side of the coin says the three-letter agency was the one that did it, what do you think the three-letter agency would say? They would say someone else did it, right? So this is definitely a finger point in the version of the story. It's interesting. But,
so,
like you said, it's just one person's opinion, but he did hold a high position, but he also held the position that many people claim was from the side.
Responsible.
Right.
Because it came out and all this stuff, all this redacted stuff came out, but the assumption was that CIA was responsible for this. And I don't know how that wasn't bigger news, that it wasn't talked about for months on, MS crappy BC and all these places. I don't understand that. So it's kind of weird. Now, this ex-CIA agent is saying that KGB did it. What do you believe? Okay, well, you got 3 letters to type in the chat. KGB or CIA? Which one do you think? And go. Brad70 says, Brad from Oregon, amazing times we live in. Exactly. Angela R., thank you. And Kimberly Clemens, don't kayak those falls. Yeah. Angela R., thank you for following. In fact, I think it looks like you did a diamond before following. So I appreciate you coming over and supporting us over on DLive. And then let me pop open. I'm going to make sure that I have all of you guys on here. I'm going to go over the chat and see what the ratio is on this. Thank you, Reed, that Red 55. Thank you. Let's see here. And thank you, Dex. Thank you for the link on that. Okay, now I can actually see you guys. Life is better on Life is better on still. It says KGB. Oh, Lionheart says Mossad. If you know what that is. The I country, their version of CIA. Douglas Huggins says the quote them. C to the I to the A. I love it. Blue Alien. Both are guilty. You could very well be right. Oh my gosh. Susie says THC. I don't think so. I think that if it was THC, then it probably would have been, just not done at all. They would have probably forgotten, smoked a bowl. The same people who did 2020. Yeah, the same people did it that just created 2020 in general. The same people behind that year. Outside agency. Clone. Dubj315 says he's a clone. He's still alive. That's a good one. R55 is in the house. Posey. LBJ, CIA. Lots of funny answers in there too. Thank you guys for participating. I appreciate that. What do you guys think watching the replay? Put it down in the comments below. It is appreciated. I will go through them and I will try to heart and respond to as many as possible. Speaking of hearting and responding, let's see. Dixie, thank you so much for going over to PayPal. It says, I pray daily for Marfugal News to grow. I know it's not much, but it's more than zero. Thank you. I appreciate your support, Dixie Doe. No worries. And thank you for going over to PayPal during the show. Jeffrey S., hope all is well with you and Dex. Thank you so much. And from Judy in Kansas, thank you. I really do appreciate all of you guys going over there and supporting us. We're trying to build something right now, so it is appreciated. Red 55, thank you again for the super sticker. And then let's get back into the news. We're going to go through and we're not going to stop until the next section here. So Lee Harvey, obviously, a lot of people think that that's a little bit weird. It says the Fed system that allows banks to send money back and forth is down. This is way big. Okay, so I actually personally had a delay and stuff was being weird and not sending. Did you have an issue? Put this in chat or put it in the comments. So this is giant. We know about the SolarWinds hack. We know all about all that. Listen to this. The Federal Reserve's system that allows financial institutions to send money back and forth electronically went down Wednesday afternoon. The Federal Reserve went down. It says the interruption impacted multiple federal services, including its pivoted automated clearinghouse system, which connects depository and related institutions to send electronic credit and debt transfers. So wire transfers basically went down. People's money is how the world, goes around, and it all stopped. Imagine when you go that just all of a sudden, maybe even before the big power outage, no money is accessible. You don't have cash out and you go and all of the banks are having an issue. Nobody has your money. What do you do then? Your credit card doesn't work because the banks can't even send money. They can't even check what your money is. They can't check what you have. They say, well, it says you have $3,600, but it's not there. Whether you have $5,000 or $10,000, won't be able to, you won't be able to actually get it. It says, along with the Fed ACH service, other systems impacted included the Check 21 FedCash, FedWire, and the National Settlement Service. It says the Federal Reserve Bank staff is currently investigating a disruption to multiple services. We will continue to provide updates as soon as they are available.
What do you want to bet? They say it was a hard drive failure, something completely non-related to cyber activity. And what do you want to bet? It was probably cyber activity, but they'll never admit it.
Just remember, all 5 of the military branches and the Pentagon got hacked, and you think that the Federal Reserve wasn't part of that? Of course, Fortune 500 companies, all of these different things use this programs. If the Pentagon and all of our branches of military used SolarWinds, then I'm pretty sure Federal Reserve probably did too. Somebody probably got in, but are they going to admit it? Like Dex said, probably not. Because then people would panic and people would start tripping out, and that would affect the economy itself. See, the thing is those panic times actually affect the economy itself. But I think this is all small stuff. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I believe something massive is coming. And that's something I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it until it gets here. And I don't think when it gets here, I don't think I'll have a platform to say it on. But maybe, just maybe, some people will get prepared from now to then. And I don't think I'm crazy, and I don't think you're crazy. There's a lot of people in this audience that basically, all of your friends and family, you can't talk to them about anything. They shut down. They'll just put up a hand or walk away. I don't want to hear it. We should be open-minded and hear the opposite side no matter what it is. Even if it completely, maybe we don't believe it 100%, just absolutely opposite view. We need to have conversations because guess what? How many times in your life have you believed something and somebody else has shown you and then showed you right in your face and said, here it is. And you go, oh crap, I was wrong. And that can happen both ways. I don't expect to be right about everything, and I'm not a perfect individual. I strive to be a good person, but I know I'm human, so I'm going to make mistakes. And I hope I'm wrong about this, but I think that it is pretty freaking obvious, and I don't see how they have everybody droned out to where they can't see all of these little things. It's not even like, oh, you're really doing a stretch here and connecting the dots. It's thousands of dots that all point to one thing. Asgardia, putting a nation in space with all of these elites. Now somebody said up to 9,500 or something, over 8,000 at least CEOs now. In 2 years, all of these influential CEOs left. They're all getting out of different places. They're all moving. They're buying, buying property in NZ and other places. What the hell is about to happen?
And who do you think caused crypto to rise? It wasn't the common, it wasn't the common man. It was the rich people.
Okay, why do you think they're all doing this though? Why do you think Elon and everybody? And by the way, everybody's moving to Texas, including all the smartest people in the know are moving inland. Don't know why. Even heard Ben Shapiro's even moving to Tennessee. It's like, why are they all moving? I understand because of the taxes in California, but there's a lot of people moving inland. But why do you think that everybody boosted it? I mean, just Elon himself, putting a 1.5 billion into it, that's going to go and shoot it up to the sky. Why do you think they're doing this? Do you think they truly believe in it? Is that why they're doing it? Are they pissed off at the money system, or are they trying to help the money system go away?
Or they're hedging their bets because they know something's going to happen.
Okay,
they want to have something.
Okay,
right?
you want to hear? How I think that Elon did that stuff on purpose. Do you guys remember when Elon put out a tweet that cost $14 billion? I looked out after it. I don't know if you guys remember this, and I'll show for those of you that, so I'm 100%. So I have something to back this up because it's not rumor; it was a fact. Elon tweet cost billions. Yeah, look at this. This is BBC, by the way. So, I mean, as mainstream as you can get, right? Elon Musk tweet wipes $14 billion off of Tesla's value. And what was the tweet, you ask? It says, Elon Musk says, Tesla stock is too high, IMO, in my opinion. What happened is basically everybody got nervous and blah, blah, blah. It dropped $14 billion in one day. But guess what? He knew that he had some big stuff coming up right around the corner. So do you think that Elon could have told all of his buddies, like, hey, I'm purposely going to screw this up, buy it after I do this, and then just wait. I'm going to make an announcement in a couple days. Then made this announcement that they're doing all this other stuff, and then boom, shoots back up. I think he helped a bunch of his buddies make, possibly billions of dollars. Or he hedged a bet against himself to go back up, whatever it was. This is how the elite do it. And him, with his social standing, he can do that. He put $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, it was near at $60,000. Just last year, my wife or I could have got in on it at $32 a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin for $32. That I regret, right? But even last year, we were in the mall and we saw, oh my gosh, there is a what do you call it? A Bitcoin ATM that you could go even put $10 in and it would turn it into Bitcoin, right? At that time, it was at $3,400, and I was thinking, God, $3,400. If we had the money to buy $3,400 and buy a Bitcoin, it would have made $55,000 in less than a year. That's as much as you make in a year. That's more than most people make in a year. Oh, why are they pushing everybody towards this? I don't think they're doing it to help everybody and to say screw the man and their system. I think they want everything digital. What do you think? Rapture Soon says, are you sure you're human or a digital simulation? Rapture Soon, I don't know, actually. I I don't put anything 100%. Kirkston, help us in the spiritual battle, Lord. Yes, that is something we all need. Vango54, thank you so much. Granny C, thank you for the support. Toss Dare, thank you from Australia. Thank you for your support. Ilea says, happy birthday to Fugle fam, Josh Connor. Josh Connor, happy birthday. It's nice to see you're still around. And then Red55, again, thank you. Open Truth Ministry says, I hope you're ready for Bible prophecy, the scary ones, as the days of Noah. Mick Van Sickle, I didn't mean to miss that, says, hey, man, I'm from Texas, and so appreciate you talking about being prepared. God bless you and all the Fugle fam. And Kay Carter, I appreciate your support there. Carafin, thanks for following. A lot of new subscribers there. Asi Gindi, Ashi Nono Na Wei Daddy. Asi Gindi, Asha Nono Na Wei Daddy. Did I just get tricked into saying something there? Anthony Dangle. Tony Dangle, is that what your name is? Don Pataka, thank you so much for subscribing. Lori Cole, thank you for subscribing. David Millen, thank you. I hope you're here tonight. Shirley Graham, Corey Mortensen, Julie Roffling, thank you for subscribing just now. Tammy Burchard, I love that name. Beautiful. Hunter Berrien, thank you. Dan L. Values, you guys are awesome. And then we, of course, have U.S. Navy test solar satellite that can beam power anywhere on Earth from space. When I first saw this, I was I was thinking, what the heck? So you want to know what this is? This is more microwaves being beamed down to Earth. That's what it is. Check this out. And I'm not joking. This is what's going to happen. Solar satellites, the U.S. Navy is testing orbiting solar panel technology that could one day beam power to Earth from space. And it says a pizza box-sized panel in orbit, so it's about this big, is producing enough electricity to power an iPad. Now, when you think of a solar panel on Earth, they don't. A solar panel this much would not give you that much power. In fact, this much wouldn't power much at all. But the difference is because it supposedly doesn't have the atmosphere taking out all of that power, that this can actually create much more power. So it's like 10 times stronger than, say, if it was on Earth. It might even be 1,000 times stronger. I don't know. But again, this actually says that because the solar panel is out in space, that it's getting this unfiltered kind of pure sunlight that is powering it and storing it up. But that, okay, big deal. But they're going to wirelessly send it down to Earth, to anywhere on Earth. So say you're in the middle of the desert. There's no cell phones. There's no towers anywhere. You're in the middle of the jungle. They can send power to power a laptop or power, a launching system or power drones anywhere in the world. And this is something they're going to do, right? Well, go how? Microwaves. This is why I talked about microwaves 1 year and 2 years ago, because we had military telling us, like, hey, watch out these microwave companies. Remember when I showed you the place that was right next to Walmart, this creepy place that had all the storage units, did a drone shot and had all of the containers? They said it was extra supplies, but it was the other company accessing them. It's like weird. Why would you lie about that? And it was a company that was specifically doing all of these top secret microwave projects. Do you think that this is going to be healthy? Just saying. It says technology harnesses light from the sun to convert to electricity. Navy could one day scale the technology up and create a network of panels. Network would generate enough electricity to power whole cities. So they're talking about putting a grid around the planet on this side too. So apparently eventually we'll have this just, maybe we'll darken out the sun and have artificial suns, maybe like the one that, China created, or an artificial moon. It says, according to CNN, the experimental tech is attached to a drone that orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. It's designed to be a prototype for a future system and send electricity to space back to any point on Earth. It says, quote, to our knowledge, this experiment is the first test in orbit of hardware designed specifically for solar power satellites, and this would change the world in our energy future. So it says some visions have space solar matching or exceeding the largest power plants today. Multiple gigawatts. So enough for a city. And you're talking about reasonable sized platforms outperforming nuclear power plants. Some would say that this is a good thing. But then again, how are they getting it back to Earth? That's the thing. When I thought of this too, I thought of some of the future movies, or in fact, I watched one the other night that I cannot believe I missed when it came out. Tom Cruise in Oblivion. If you haven't seen that movie, that's freaky because it shows a future of these, aliens or whatever taking all the resources off of Earth. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but I definitely recommend it. But the point is, in the future, they had these drones, and the drones would attack these aliens. Well, you find out very soon that the aliens aren't what you think they are. They're actually the humans. And it's all perspective of how you look at things. Now, I guess my point is this has a lot, as far as the electricity and stuff, I almost thought, what if you had these solar panels actually connected to the ground? Somehow had a pole or something so far up in the sky and have these solar panels actually going down hardwired to Earth. Wouldn't that be a trip in the future? I've seen a lot of futuristic movies where they have something going all the way up to space, like that George Clooney movie that just recently came out where he falls off the tower. What do you think?
They have a space tether, long cables which can be used for propulsion and reach all the way through. Yeah.
Is that possible? Could you have something that was out in space and then have a rope that goes all the way down?
Theoretically, yes. I don't think they've actually done it, but they've talked about, can they build something that goes all the way from the ground to low Earth orbit?
What if they had a thing long enough to go to the moon? Like a power line, right? Wouldn't that be a trip? Put solar panels on the moon or something? It's a trip. Elon Musk's Mars mission to colonize Red Planet could start this week ahead of the SpaceX Starship launch. It says Elon Musk has revealed that SpaceX rocket designed to take humans to Mars could take to the skies in the coming days. It said in a tweet on Sunday, the billionaire said that the latest Starship prototype has a good chance of flying this week. And this is, again, just really think about this. We are supposedly witnessing humans going off into space travel, and this is all of these future movies are now, we're at those stages, right? And of course, I know that there's people that say, oh, they're really going to a stage in Hollywood or they're going to Iceland. What if they're not? And what if very soon you'll be able to spend $400 and buy a ticket to the moon? That's why a lot of people don't believe it. They go, it's just too good to be true or too weird to be true. But what if it is? Or what if they're telling us all this because, hey, we won't be around in 3-4 years, so it doesn't matter, right? Or maybe some people won't be here in 3 or 4 years. They'll be off in their newly terraformed planet or their newly terraforming planet, and, we'll be #left behind.
Good. Hasn't this rocket crashed twice now in recent months? I think this is the same one that's crashed twice. They keep testing it to go up, but they don't take it all the way up.
Oh, Dex, it was just a slight anomaly. It was just a slight anomaly, Dex.
Yeah.
That's what Elon calls the entire ship exploding. It's just a slight anomaly. Luckily, it's not a slight anomaly with 100 passengers on it, because that's how many passengers are going to go up. And this is how he plans. And this is his plan, right? He plans to get 1 million passengers there in the next 10 years. And he also plans on taking 100 people up per trip and 3 flights to Mars a day. So it'd be this constant launch. So I just wonder if this is truly what's going to happen. You're talking about...
Well, obviously, they pump him out quickly, because if to be fair, the
they're
two
reusable.
that crashed on landing, right? So he got the landing wrong. It doesn't mean he couldn't get it into space, right? That's probably the easier part. I think the whole vertical landing is the hard part. But yeah, look at the fact that in the last couple of months they've blown up 2 of them trying to land them. So if they've got another one ready to go, they must be able to crank these out pretty quickly, right?
Well, his plan is to get this fleet of 1,000, and get this, his plan is also to eventually have 3 flights per day leaving Earth and going towards Mars, and this is a 6 to 8 month trip. Now, I tried to look up what the shortest period is, because they keep talking about this short window, right? I believe the short timing window is 6 months. What a trip that would be, right? But they also talk about going to the moon first and then launching from the moon to Mars would be a shorter trip. I don't know. I know a lot of you don't even believe it. I am keeping open-minded all the way until the end. Because I don't know. I truly believe that they are doing it because they have to. Why would the government support this guy's like, wacky, let's terraform Mars? Unless they knew something we didn't. Why would a bunch of advisors, even in the T-Man administration, go, yeah, we need a Space Force? Why would they do that? And then why would that Space Force not be immediately stricken down the second that the new guy stepped in? Especially since anything that had him on it, they were like, get this out of here. But remember, they're not even talking about Space Force, so apparently it's very much needed. American Airlines confirms pilot report of bizarre cylinder-shaped object over New Mexico. It says a radio transmission regarding a rogue cylindrical-shaped object traveling at a high speed near the Airbus A320 is authentic. Now, this is a follow-up on the story we showed you the other day. There was no confirmation if this was a real story or not. Now it was confirmed. There was an actual cylindrical object, and the audio to the file that we showed you was real. So this is a confirmation of the other story. It says less than 48 hours after our initial reporting of an outright strange incident involving American Airlines Flight 2292 as it flew 36,000 feet over the northeastern corner of New Mexico. It says this was 3 days ago, we have confirmation that the event in question did indeed occur and that it was being investigated by the FBI. Remember, this is at 36,000 feet, and they saw they saw it right there. It says the incident involved pilots of the Airbus A320 being puzzled by an unidentified cylindrical-shaped object moving at a high speed, which resulted them in querying the FAA's Albuquerque Air Route Traffic Control Center. It says the original recording of the incident went like this. Do you have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us. I hate to say it, but it looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing, moving really fast right over the top of us. So notice he said that it looked like a cruise missile. One, it could be a UFO, or two, what if this was an actual cruise missile that the guy saw flying by? Because we have had 2 ballistic missile tests in just the last couple weeks. This was over New Mexico, so highly doubt it. Or it was some of the objects that we've seen, like somebody, I believe it was Dub J315, in fact, turned in a video of something that looked like this. Now, I believe we're going to share this on our website, though. This has the audio from it. You can listen to it yourself. Go over to marfugelnews.com. And you'll be able to see this, and there's a YouTube video embedded right into the article there. You can go over there and listen to that post-show. Big Hair Tsunami says, happy birthday to Trinity Red Pill. I'm so sorry. I was planning on the Shoutra for that. We've got some talk about Trinity. What was that, Dex?
I was just going to ask, why would the FBI be investigating this?
Duh, because FBI always investigates sightings.
I guess it just seems to me like it would be a military / FAA, but it's also interesting because that definitely confirms it, right? I know it says it confirms it, but when an agency actually owns up to the investigation, it means something did happen. So, yeah, really interesting.
Why would they even take it serious? It's
going to be talked about for a while now.
Why would they even take it serious? Like, oh, we saw that. That's a good point, though. If it was possibly looked like a cruise missile or something, could have even been new technology they were testing, something that was silent, right? Silent, wasn't on radar, some sort of missile that went right over, flew at regular speeds, looked like a bird on radar or something like that. But these guys saw it. What are the odds of them flying and just happen to see or go at a similar kind of speed where you could see something that looked like a cruise missile? Or you see an actual UFO. It's pretty weird. I say that's really weird. But, you know. And again, if you guys want to support us in a different way and protect yourself against cyber threats, I would highly recommend getting a virtual private network. If you don't know what that is, then you most definitely need to go over there. Anybody with a computer or a laptop or a cell phone should be protecting their identity or their IP address with a VPN. Also, it'll open up a whole bunch of doors as far as news goes. If you want to get unfiltered access to other countries, you can actually put yourself there. You can hide your IP from the bad guys. You won't get data logged by, people, governments, China, America. And you can protect your data while you're traveling in public, like airport, coffee shops like Starbucks. Again, you can protect this. And one thing that I think is really important, protecting your kids' devices. And you can use up to 6 devices on one account. So you only pay one price for 6 different devices. That's marfugelnews.com/VPN. Not only do you get 70% off on up to a 3-year plan, you will also help us. So you get a discount and we get a commission. So it helps the channel. So thank you so much for your support. Anybody that's already done it, thank you. And we really do appreciate you. All right. Now, Dex, I actually, it's as far as the missiles and everything that was going on. What else am I forgetting as far as with the asteroid stuff? I'm trying to think. There was a couple things that we were talking about before, as far as why we think that there is something right under our noses.
Well, I know we've talked about cleanup, and I know we've talked about all of the different mitigation things. There's certainly been intel that we've gotten from other sources that have told us about, I don't want to call them dates, but specifically knowing that they're tracking something that can actually happen and will happen at some point, and they're not earth-ending, but they are, significant major impacts that are going to cause, trouble for a large population at some point. So, all of that stuff that we've been hearing over the last 2 years, put that together with all of the things that we see publicly now, and the sightings, the bolides, the meteors, everything that's coming through, right? And the comet and it disappearing randomly, lining that up with top secret missile launches that were approximately at the right amount of time that would have gone off into space that would have actually intercepted at that point. There's a lot of dots that you can easily connect there, and any person can sort of put it together and say, this isn't a nothing burger. It's something. There's something going on.
Yeah, no, and again, we're going to show you this, and I bet you some of the guests that we'll have in the future are also going to back that up as well. There are people out there that are saying it, but they're not taken seriously, and I bet you we're going to have some verified proof of it, and we're going to back everything up that we say and watch. That's why I say prepare now, because you don't, people expect that they're always going to get warning for something. They're not. If you are not getting warning about our shows, make sure to get our actual notifications. Our notifications are not, hey, YouTube says we're going on at 7. Well, our actual notifications go off when we send them out the second we're about to press live. Same with Twitter. Twitter is the second I go live, it's always done. We're pretty religious about it. We do a checklist before every show. I do it. It's always there. So if you see the Twitter one, that's completely accurate. The notifications are done right before the tweet. So if you get these notifications, you'll always know when our live shows are. We're going to start doing some earlier shows. The later shows, again, we're going to try to get to a better schedule. For those of you who are still here after watching an hour-long show, I thank you, and we much appreciate you. You guys are amazing, and I couldn't say thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for everybody that supports us. There is several people this month. Barrick, thank you so much. I can't say enough thank yous. Let's see here. Gone Girl 777, thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're not here, again, watch the replay. I hope that you are safe wherever you are, and I hope that you are healthy and happy. Ari55, this stream is number 1. Thank you, Ari. You know you don't have to do that. Release the Quacken. Thank you. And I know I probably missed a diamond or two, so thank you. Stony McStone. Thank you. You know you don't have to do that as well. Thank you. Mockingbird 1011. Priscilla R. Thank you guys for being in the top 5 today. And then Gone Girl 777 is our month's number 1 leader. Thank you so much. Tower Bear is number 2. Zippy Moons, wherever you are, I appreciate you. Lisa K23, Stormy Weather. By the way, Kelly2334, we miss you. Have a good day. And then, of course, all time, Amy R. We miss you around here. You don't have to come by and do anything. Just say hi. Tower Bear, Kelly2334, and End Times. Thank you guys. Everybody that was here tonight, I appreciate you. Dex, obviously, we've got a lot going on. You're going to be here with
Great
me
show,
tomorrow,
brother.
Like every day, right?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Great show, brother.
All right. Well, much love. No calls. This is news only Tuesday, but we on Tuesday had some re-uploading. So for those of you that are still here, again, we are doing a lot of different things at once, and it's going to take time, but you guys are going to be super excited for this because I'm super excited for it. We have a lot of projects coming on. Happy birthday to Trinity, which, by the way, again, that's going to be awesome, whatever year it is, and I'm sure it's probably 22, 23 years old, 25 years old, maybe at oldest. And then, of course, thank you, Trinity, for being an amazing mod for almost 3 years now. DM Walken, good night, y'all. Thank you. Liz, see you in 4 days. See ya. Love you guys. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. It's now officially time for the shoutro. I should call it a shortro. Talking, everybody talking. Red, fit, 55. I-55, thanks for your support. Release a Kraken, nevermore. Mama with the white tail, Lisa R. Hall, RJL Harris, and the Lexi Dex all, and the bring back prepared mind up of UV. Our amazing moderators are what you see in the J Stone 78. Never forget doing everything like the motherfucker shit, and they'll bring it down with the red 55. I Leotas there and Granny C by my side. I was bringing life, gonna bring it back now. In the building all day, all day going down. And hey, everybody see it all down. Oh yeah. Judy in the Texas, Jeffrey yes, I'll bring it down like Dixie Dolesis. In the Lexus, bring it on the dick with yes, RJX on the mark. With the team Ramrod and the Laura Griffith, I gonna speed it up, get it back round, get it with it. I'm about to hit it back around, peaceful waters. Bring it, do it, everybody gon' get on the doorway. A Jimmy Shifley, peaceful waters in the wind roll. Being on the team, member being bone. Gonna do it like a team on a beer bone. I'm not a cat on a bean, it's a lead long. I bring it down now, this is me song. About to sing it on down like a ding dong. Gonna bring that JGH out now with the rerun, do it on now. Oh, saying it's a rerun, it ain't a rerun, and it better not be a rerun in the wheat world. Gonna bring it down, oh now I'ma cap me out. Trinity is the best Trinity there is. Trinity is the best Trinity there is. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity there is. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity there is. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity there is. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity. Trinity. Trinity is the best Trinity there is. Trinity is the best Trinity. Never gonna fail, going stale, bring it fair, hold it layer, gonna bring DM Walker, big hair, Tsunami, Granny C, Toss there, and everybody that care. Thank you, Open Hill, Toothdown, Ministry, Mick Van Sickle, Teresa, and Kay Carter, and the Martin Benjamin with the AAA team. Bring it right back, and it may be what it seems. Jaw Farm, Green Bay, wacky. Oh, Green Bay lady going back to do it now. Dex, J, Team Ram, Raw, Jake, Barm, and the Dex, mode out, now the chest. Wanna pop it like, ooh, yes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Karen from Columbus, I appreciate you. Green Bay Lady, Rapture Girl Now, Charlie CC4, everybody in the house, I appreciate you. Over on YouTube, thank you so much. Shalom, Johnny Fry, J Farm, MLB, The Truth Is Out There, I Love P, Belina, Mr. Tom, Thob, Babadulina, Yabba Dabba, Tall Drink of Water, World News, and a Pound Bath, a Lou Rock, everybody getting guessy. I gotta bring you that sharp penny damn damn. Around, do it every day. Going right back around, everybody know. Wanna speed it up, down, Jimmy on the go. Wanna bring it down like ladies' green eyes. Bring it right back like you got it on fires. Zooming on to everything go down. Every single day on a piece of water, I gotta make it right back round with the piece of blow. And I bring it back down with the Donna Henny. I got the 3, there was 6, and the guys big and nanny. I wanna bring it back down with the Daniel and the B. Oh, down to red like the better stews in the DSC, JC, family, yabba dabba, oh, down, yes, oh, oh. Have a good night. We will see you tomorrow for a normal call-in show.